What's up everyone, how is it going? Guided by Jesus here, bringing you another Clash Royale video. And on today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get 9 wins in the ramp up challenge. I'm going to share with you guys the deck that I've made, which is pretty unique, and so it's going to catch your opponents by surprise, making it very easy for you guys to get these 9 wins. Now, I've already gotten 9 wins on my secondary account, and this is the deck right here. Actually, 3 of these cards on my secondary account weren't even at tournament standards, so they were under leveled, guys, and I still went 9-1. So we're currently 6-1, as you guys can see. We're gonna go for 3 more wins and hopefully show you guys how to use this deck. So people have the concept of having to play a beatdown, something really heavy that's going to allow you to get massive pushes going. And this deck is only a 3.5 elixir, and I'm still beating all of those, golem decks. And the only deck that this will be weak to is any deck that has a lot of splash damage. So for example, my opponent there has the Witch, which deals splash damage, and it also attacks air and ground. So that is a card that I have to watch out against. So even still, we were able to clean that P.E.K.K.A there. We got some damage to their tower. I'm gonna wait for the skeletons to spawn and zap all of that. Unfortunately, I do miss one skeleton, but that's okay. We're still in the lead here with the damage. So one of the win conditions in this deck will be the Goblin Barrel. You're going to constantly try to chip away with the Goblin Barrel, as well as bait out their Zap or their Log. If they do use Log, you're still going to do pretty good damage to their tower. If they use the Zap, you'll do pretty good damage to their tower. If they use the Log, then you're going to be able to defend fairly easily with the skeletons. So that's okay as well. Unfortunately, here I panicked trying to save the princess, and playing that knight there at the bridge wasn't the best option. Should have just waited for the witch to come closer to get the help from my princess tower. So we're in the lead here with damage, guys. Notice that because my opponent used the fireball, I pushed there with the skeletons. I knew he was gonna have a hard time defending that, and so because he wanted to support his P.E.K.K.A, he ended up allowing me to do massive damage to his tower. I played the knight here in a way where I'm going to be able to take down the wizard, well, at least closely, and I distracted the P.E.K.K.A just enough for it not to get any hits into our tower. So at this point, both of my opponent's towers are pretty weak. I just need to chip away at that left tower a little bit more. I'm not sure why my opponent played that Inferno Tower there on the far left side, but that's pretty good for us. We'll go ahead and Fireball here because that's going to kill the Witch and chip away at the tower. We have 2 princesses there at the left, so that's huge, guys. The fact that they have to save Log for your Goblin Barrel, you are able to keep getting a lot of value from the princess. So that's one of the key things, because you have a lot of elixir and people usually are trying to make these massive combos, which honestly you can always take down their beatdown like Golem P.E.K.K.A with the Inferno Tower. You're able to cycle these Goblin Barrels and the princess, which makes it a lot easier to outcycle the cards that they would use to take down these cards, like the Goblin Barrel, for example. One thing that you guys are going to see me do often as well is whenever my knight survives on defense, I'll throw the Goblin Barrel when it just crosses the bridge, because then the Princess Tower for my opponent is going to aggro onto the Knight, and it's going to tank for the Goblin Barrel. And especially when the opponent only has only has Zap and not Log. So that's something huge as well. So we only need 2 more wins here in order to get the 9 wins. Unfortunately, my princess walks onto that poison. I was hoping she would target the Night Witch, but that's okay. We use the skeletons and it defends quite easily and very effectively. So skeletons are really good defensively, guys, but once in a while, like you saw in the last match, I'll actually use it for offense too, especially if my opponent commits a lot in one troop and I know that they don't have something, you know, that will deal with the splash damage. So a fireball here is gonna give me a lot of value. 4 elixir to take down, you know, 7 elixir investment of his. I still have the Inferno Tower up. So usually when my Inferno Tower lives like this, I'll go ahead and place down my princess at the bridge. That's going to force them to answer. And whatever they answered with is going to die to my Inferno Tower that was still up. So I definitely like to do that instead of just, you know, waiting and trying to build up elixir, get to 10, and by the time I get to 10 my Inferno Tower already died, because, you know, it dies over a period of time, and I didn't get as much value from the Inferno Tower as I could have. So my opponent shows his graveyard here. I'll go ahead and answer that with the minion horde. The skeletons keep that Electro Whiz away from my Inferno Tower. That way he's not able to reset the Inferno Tower. And this is what I meant, guys. I waited for the knight to cross the bridge and I played the Goblin Barrel. Because the knight was taking for the Goblin Barrel, I was able to get a lot of damage. So Skarmy here is going to do a great job defending against Graveyard. He does use poison, but by the time my skeletons died, I already had the knight to help the tower defend against those skeletons. So the knight is still going to help here against this Electro Wizard. Let's see if it could take that out. And it almost does. I'll go ahead and place Skarmy since all of his troops there are point damage dealing troops. They're not gonna kill the skeletons, you know, due to splash damage. So all we're doing here is trying to chip away at that right tower. I'm gonna allow his Electro Wizard to get hits off on my right tower just because I know he's going for the left one and he just made a huge investment on the left. So I'm not worried about allowing him to get those hits off, and it's gonna allow me to get a massive push, which I do. His tower is in Fireball Zap range now, and I was able to defend against his golem. So playing that knight there, I like to play the knight to defend against Graveyard when I know my opponent has the poison, because the knight will not die to the poison, guys. So that's something to watch out for as well. If you see that your opponent is already preemptively logging or preemptively poisoning that area that they use the Graveyard in, do not play your minion horde, do not play your skeletons unless you know that they're low in elixir and they're not going to be able to use that poison until the graveyard is nearly dead already. So not the best of a hand here for me to start off with. I would have preferred to have Inferno Tower there just to not allow that Hog Rider to get any hits off. As you guys can see, my knight is still alive and it does tank a few shots for my Goblin Barrel. Even though he played his mini P.E.K.K.A, we were still able to get about 500 damage there. Hopefully the minion horde kills the mini P.E.K.K.A here in time, and whoa, the mini P.E.K.K.A was ready to take a swing, but thankfully we were able to stop it in time, saving us a good 700 HP or so. So that's very good. I'll go ahead and play the Inferno Tower here because I know he has Hog Rider, and I was hoping he would actually have used it. So the Inferno Tower would have helped defend against it as well. Here you guys can see me playing the Princess on bridge again because of the fact that my Inferno Tower was still up. Just because, you know, if depending on what he used in offense, I would have been able to, you know, clean it up with that Inferno Tower and get even more value from it. So because he used his log, I go ahead and use skeletons in offense here because I know now he has to answer it with his executioner, allowing my Goblin Barrel to get even more value, guys. So we'll play the Inferno Tower here. We'll zap away the Fire Spirits, the second Princess, the Princess shot there, taking out the Ice Spirit because the Ice Spirit does not die to zap. We'll go ahead and use the Knight Goblin Barrel combo once again, and we'll Fireball preemptively there, taking 2 of his Fire Spirits down, guys. So allowing our Goblin Barrel to get even more value. So let's see here, we just got to defend now, 58 seconds left. This is triple elixir time, and triple elixir has not been a problem for me, guys, because of the fact we have the Inferno Tower to deal with whatever tank they might have, in this case the Hog Rider. And as you guys can see, put down the Inferno Tower, they don't get a single hit into the tower unless they spend like 6 elixirs with the lightning, which oftentimes is not too good of a value for them because of the fact that I have things like minion hordes, skeletons, so I'm never really giving them much lightning value. Unless, you know, my princess is in range as well, they're not really gonna get that much of lightning value, guys. So 10 seconds left. As you guys can see, he did lightning there desperately, but it's not like it was the most value for him at all, because my Inferno Tower still took down his Hog Rider, and he only pretty much damaged the Inferno Tower and the tower, but not any other troop, if you know what I mean. So that is the 9th win there, guys. Let's open these chests, see what we can get from them. 1 expo. Okay, so we got 1 epic. Don't think we're gonna get a legendary yet. No legendary. So archers, all right, cool. I'm hoping to get archers to level 13. Now let's open this 9-win chest. Let's see, 1,100 gold, Tesla, bats, skeletons, and heal. All right, guys, so those were the chests for getting 9 wins. I hope you guys get those 9 wins as well, and hopefully you guys can get something better from your chest than I did. This is the deck once again. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, and I hope I was able to explain how to use the deck on those 3 games that I played for you guys. So I hope you guys have success with it as well. Make sure to leave a like, guys, if you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments in the comments section. Let me know what you thought, and also subscribe for more Clash Royale.